This is just to start with Kendrick Perkins. Big Perk was on a podcast. And then we'll just call it the quote of the year. I'll say this is quote of the year in sports media. I can't do it justice. Let's go ahead and listen to Big Perk.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009.
What
happened in 2009? That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009. You said you was sitting there watching the game in your house, and what you did? You ran with the TV.
Goddamn right.
Right? What was you doing, DB?
I was cheering. I was happy.
You was cheering like a motherfucker. When Shedeur Sanders is on the field, and when I say powerful because there's two sides of it, right? Think about it. Okay, you got the black community. He bringing the whole black community together. Yeah. I ain't ran across one black person that didn't say one bad thing about Shedeur.
Yeah. He's sitting right there.
Guess what? Not one. Right. Because he has the balance. He has the balance of that. I'm arrogant, but I'm humble too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? He having fun with this shit.
And he having fun with the shit. And on top of that, y'all want me to say it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, he talking shit. I love that shit, bro.
He's the most powerful black man in sports. No other. Matter of fact, fuck black man. He the most powerful player in sport.
Kendrick Perkins. What the hell are you thinking?
Well, now tune back to the Dark Times channel.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And I want to chime in on something that Kendrick Perkins said, but more importantly, I want to chime in on the reaction of Emmanuel Acho and company.
Are there multiple Barack Obamas?
Nah, I think it's just
like the president,
the president of the United States.
Of the United States. Like 44.
Like 44, yeah. Like on the $44 bills you can find at the Atlanta airport. But if you went there at the time, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Barack, yeah, like
Shedeur.
Yeah, like Michelle, we love everything about Chicago. The Bears. That Obama. That Obama. Yeah.
I kind of hate politics. I don't hate politics at all. You don't vote. Yeah, well, I'm just, I have what's the best way? What's the best way of putting this? A hate for politics? No, it's not a hate for politics. It's like, I don't remember a time when people were happy in this country, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I can't get off. When I feel like somebody is representing me and I look and say, okay, I'm voting for him because he's gonna do something for me, really for me, then I'll vote. But if it's a question of like, well, I know I'm gonna have a foot in my ass, who got the smallest feet? You know? What size Perot got? I know George Bush wears some 13 Triple E. You know, I'm not going all into that. When you look at Clinton, Bush, and Perot, do you see anybody you have an interest in voting for? Hey, man, I say my prayers, and I'm a spiritual person. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to let God settle all this craziness and all this. But we can't all do that. Yeah, but that's what I'm doing, man. You know, that's what I'm doing. I think it's a higher power than all of it. I think it's a higher power than government. I think it's a higher power than all of those things. And I've been let down personally. You feel let down, and you feel like you're a victim. I've had all that stuff in my life, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'm down with that higher power. That's who I give my vote. But isn't that kind of like being a slave on the plantation and just singing and saying, Lord will make a way? How you figure? Just sing. And like, Lord will make a way instead of whipping some ass or voting. But what's that gonna accomplish by whipping some ass and voting? It will accomplish more than just praying. I think prayer must be accompanied by some kind of action. Oh, but see, that's if you feel that the government is doing things for you. You feel like the government is helping you out and doing things for you and has your best interest at hand. That's why I'm gonna vote, because I believe. But have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt? I'll just keep voting until I find somebody who has my interest. Wait now. But who's tripping then? If you just going down in the booth and pulling this lever and I'm singing, who's tripping? Who's to say what happens when you go pull a lever and they say, oh yeah, we counted the votes and there's this and who knows what goes on, man? You got. I know, but Chief, you have nothing to do with any of it. any of it. There's some cats that run this thing. I'm not doing this. And a lot of people gonna say, oh, he's crazy and rock the vote and all that. There are a bunch of cats that run this planet, and they just wait on the higher power to handle things.
Kendrick Perkins, what the hell are you thinking? Shedeur Sanders is beloved.
Absolutely.
But he's polarizing. Exhilarating.
That's the word.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Powerful? Shedeur Sanders is not making decisions that dictate democracy. Shedeur Sanders is making play calls on first and second down. Shedeur Sanders he's deciding protections of the offensive line, not the country. The most powerful black man.
And so I thought that this was a very uncouth reaction, sitting up here on a panel giggling about something that they don't know anything about, especially Emmanuel Acho. He doesn't know anything about power, and especially the power dynamics as it pertains to so-called black people. Because if he knew anything about anything, then he would have known that Kendrick Perkins was alluding to image. There is nothing more powerful than image. There's a reason why BET almost switched overnight when the company switched hands.
And so later on, Beverly and I went up and meet with Sumner and Mel, and we talked about it. And I asked him. He asked me what was my goal for BET, and I said to make it the preeminent African American company in the world. And he said that would be our goal through Viacom. And so we struck a deal that sold BET to Viacom.
A few moments later.
I take 20K and put that on your head and make one of your days messing with me, then he gotta grow up.
Who's that? Yeah. Stephen Curry.
Yeah, right. Yeah, who's that guy?
Shedeur Sanders, the most powerful athlete.
This is why everybody with the mic shouldn't always speak.
Absolutely. Not all the time, at least.
No, not all the time. And not about certain issues.
Yeah.
Give yourself some parameters, some boundaries.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things that seems like it should be common sense to most people, but I guess it's not so common. And the reason why a lot of people are rocking with Shedeur Sanders, and I've said this before, is because the image of Shedeur Sanders.
Look, he doesn't need to add any more pressure to himself. He understands. Right. He said it. Yeah, there are a lot of people, and there are. But there are a lot of people, and do I think there are a lot of people that want to see a lot of people fail? Yes. But I think more. I mean, obviously, if it's you going against my team, Ocho, hell yeah, I want to see Ocho fail. Hell, I want to see him catch 10 catches for 200 yards against me. Fail.
Yeah.
But there are people that don't even have a vested interest in it. They're not Browns fans, and the team that they root for aren't playing the Browns, and they're just rooting against it. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
If I'm playing your team and you root against me, that means, you know what? You think I can do something bad to your team. I expect that. But just to be like, I don't want to see him do good. He's entitled. How? Because we understood. Look, I mean, Peyton Manning got a mom and a dad, and dad played in the NFL, and they doing good. Steph Curry, his dad played in the NBA. But more times than not, they come up like a LeBron James. A lot of times, sometimes, more times than not, they probably grandmother raised them. They come from broken homes. Here's a man that he said, I grew up in a 30,000 square foot home. I had every reason to kick my damn heels up and not have to worry about anything because I had a dad that was one of the greatest players to ever play in the NFL.
And then when he gets up to the microphone and when he gets to the NFL, he's a man already. He doesn't have to have a fake humility that they like to see. He doesn't have to thank a grandma. He doesn't have to thank a coach that rescued him out of the projects. It's 100% a representation of a successful black household. And that's more powerful than any politician that so-called black people have ever had. And that's what some people fail to understand. And I'm not sure if Emmanuel Ocho actually fails to understand or he's just part of the problem. And y'all know what I mean when I say that. And it's Thanksgiving, so I'm gonna keep it light when it comes to Emmanuel, but y'all know what time it is. And so let's go ahead and keep the conversation going on down below. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me one time. And as usual, peace and chaos.